exudes damage in the late game. Like his shard, getting to Sakuchi, marking the enemies. Yeah, this Weaver here, he scales. People might not think about it, but yeah, it's potent.
It's very scary, absolutely. Especially with a lot of like heroes that he can play around, the alacrity from the Invoker, just Tusk's tag team, like you pointed out. So it's a good synergy lineup coming out from BetBoom. I really do like it. I will say they do have like heroes that you can play around with this Grimstroke. Like you do have this Ember Spirit, which is going to be really good at trying to maybe get on the back line, find these supports, maybe get kills on this Pugna, which, my goodness, Save has a lot of Pugna games.
No, yeah, I mean, to be fair, Save plays so much of that. I'm pretty sure he has multiple level 30 heroes. An abundance of level 30s. We're seeing the old classic, everyone stands here for the rune. Are we going to see a little bit of a scuffle?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I think with like... Okay, yeah, they're going to back away. I was like, I think with like Treant's Leech Seed, it's not enough to like find a kill. And they're just going to go aggressive onto the high ground. Dota2 with the tag team, able to bring down Panda. And that will be first blood for Save on this Pugna.
It's always so risky to go to the river. I don't know. It's when you have one side of a Tusk and a Gush on the Tidehunter, like people forget just how good Gush is. 40% slow. If you're in the river, just away from your tower, like there is no way you get back to safety unless you have team support. And it's Toronto. Okay, goes to the D ward in mid lane. I was like, why is Toronto Tokyo just sitting mid? There's no way they're gonna try and like awkwardly dual lane punch the Ember, right? No, he just D wards.
Yeah, he saw the ward get dropped and just like immediately walked. He turned around immediately and just drops a sentry in the center of the lane.
I do miss when the towers were further back on mid lane. If you ever watch like old replays, the tier 1 towers used to be like nearly like 50% further away from the mid river. So the ability to just to do shenanigans there was so high. You know, mid lane is a very protected nowadays, of course. More the farming lane rather than the fighting lane that it kind of used to be.
I'm a big fan of shenanigans, you know. I think that's one of the best things in Dota that we have. I want more of that.
They'll be coming back. Don't worry. We're like a patch away from shenanigans, I'm sure.
You can't say the patch word on stream. People get
There's going to be a patch soon, guys. Don't forget. I'll be waiting soon. I can even advertise my own wait. In before I instantly get muted. All right, T, you're not allowed to do this, okay? Just cast the game. Stop talking about your waiting room.
Bottom lane, Toronto gets brought down. Okay, nice little find there between Knight and Oscar. Hitting the level 2, basically, right? You get that Cinder Brew into, well, Nightfall. Kind of getting a lesson in the exact same combo. I mean, those are super low cooldown spells, I suppose.
Yeah, this is going to be the lane that they have to win, though, right? Like, when you think about where kills can be generated, Ember can't kill Invoker, Morphling Tree can't kill off a Tidehunter, so you're all eyes on the Brew and the Grim to get everything they can, find the cheap kills when they overextend on BetBoom. And, yeah, CS-wise, the game is very even. No one's really pulling ahead, other than the couple kills that we just saw.
Now, see how Oscar, what he ends up doing with this early gold. I mean, he's got the urn like pretty much completed, just needs like 30, 40 gold. Obviously, another really good Vessel game, top lane, the dive under the tower there to take down Panda. I mean, it's worth it. Like, very good play from them. Lumiere does not have waveform, so he's going to just stand here and just attribute shift constantly. Does have 10 wand charges available, or stick charges rather.
Lotus going the way of Radiant. Of course, Morphling, one of the best carries to be getting a Lotus due to your efficiency of your HP. And the same thing like Medusa, right? Like these are the two carries that come to mind where the value of that Lotus, and yeah, it won't be going their way. And yep, you already got the Ring of Health looking to complete for that Meteor Hammer. That will be interesting though for Dire. How do they actually deal with the natural tower pressure that will come from this offlane? Like they'll take top by like minute 10, let's say, and then mid will get pressured. Like who's going to rotate on mid? Brew needs to have levels. I think if Brew doesn't have 6, their mid tower defense at that 10-minute mark, it could be devastating if you lose both towers that early on.
Yeah, it's a really good point. Bottom lane, we're going to see another fight break out here. Oscar falling low. The Bugs doing so much work with the tag team and the Sakuchi to help finish him off, and they got him. Knight ends up dropping a blood grenade there, but ends up missing on Toronto Tokyo, so doesn't get that extra
Falcon Blade. Falcon Blade now complete on Weaver, and this is kind of like the expected result you want to see from a Weaver Brew lane. You know, Weaver was the counter to Brewmaster during TI. You pair it with a position 5 Tusk with the control of shards or the tag team bonus damage. It will just net you some free kills. So I feel like for Oscar, yes, you had quite a nice start to the lane, but just respect the fact you're laning into some counters.
Oh, hold on. 5 head here. Oscar dying gets his urn charge and a reset.
That's pretty, yeah, that is true.
That is...
Will he use it though?
Probably
to good
not
effect.
Yet. Yeah.
Whoa.
I said not yet.
Baited you with yeah, that's true. I kind of baited you with the question there, and then
yeah, you changed the question last second, you know.
Yeah, it's
Clip
like
it,
paying
guys.
for Twitter Premium to edit your tweet.
Yeah. I'm actually liking the aggression that's going to be coming out of this top lane. Like, the thing is Panda's got 1 point in living armor. I've been thinking about this, like, living armor versus like Pugna Tidehunter, and it kind of just makes me think of the like interaction between armor and minus armor, and it's like, to an extent, yes. Like, oh, hold on, we'll hold this thought. Panda, hold, save. Ooh, does not connect there. Nice bait there by the Treant Protector, and a good rotation from Dark Mago.
Yeah, and that's exactly what we... If you're a South American fan, that's what you want to hear more. Nice rotation from Dark Mago. You want to see him making the moves. He's the only one that can do it. So anytime they're close to the tower, he needs to be there, using those slides, applying that pressure.
Pure is going to be almost impossible to push out a lane here with a few more levels, but for now, Lumiere is going to be able to get the Lotus, and you talked about it, one of the best heroes at having a Lotus, and he's got the Morbid Mask right away, so he's going to be able to just play around this. Mid lane, Tornado sets up a cold snap. He does have a nice light there to dodge out the EMP, but Dark Mago, he's going to go down either way. They managed to chase him. Good play.
Yeah, just general nice moves, and I guess for Ember, he is really just by himself, right? Like, Grim obviously wants to make moves on the map, but he kind of needs to lock himself with the Brewmaster. If he ever leaves Brew alone, suddenly that's when the Tusk just amplifies Weaver and crushes this Brewmaster. Yeah. So Grim's locked in with the Brew, Tree's locked in with the Morphling. So anytime a Pugna or something walks to mid lane, it is just going to be a kind of that pure 2v1.
Looking for Oscar.
Considering this.
The Bugs do come out. He gets the Cinderbrew out. We'll be able to... Okay, he's super tanky, actually, with the Earth Brawler there under his tower, brewed up. Tons of armor. Plus the living armor from the Treant Protector. So good ways of actually dealing with this. That's smart.
Very tanky, very tanky. And it was like a brief window, right, with the Wisdom Rune spawning. They knew from BetBoom to try and go for that play.
Yeah.
We are seeing a 1-for-1 split on the Wisdom Runes. Both teams getting their Wisdom Rune. 100 gold away from the Meteor Hammer. We get to see map progression soon occurring here for BetBoom. Kind of the scary window that we have been talking about. I mean, it's only 7 minutes into the game, but it honestly feels like this is like the make or break moment for this Dire team, how they react to the map.
Yeah, nice little grab here in the bottom lanes. They managed to take down the Tusk. Did bring Panda Boo for this, as he's going to get chased down. That minus armor is going to start stacking up fast, so they'll have to remove that bug, and they will not continue the chase.
Oh, Ember finally gets a rune. Congratulations, friend. You got yourself a DD. Oh, meanwhile, bottom Oscar.
Ooh, he does have time lapse and 16 wand charges, so he will just go ahead and drop the time lapse there. Oscar is so close to level 6. He's not going to get in time, but a Sunstrike on the mark, but still had that Lotus to play from. And here comes Dark Mago with a DD. If they can find at least some kill here, it would be really good for them. They will be able to catch the Pugna. The chase continues. The Inkswell will be the one to actually do it. And this gives Oscar this level 6. So Primal Split is available. He is much scarier.
So the way they're trying to deal with the Tidehunter is just by fully ignoring him. They're bringing all the threat to bot lane. With that DD rune, sure, they kill off the Pugna, but they need to get a little bit more. Like when you look at this top tier 1, it's already got 400 HP left. It's what, 2 hammers away from destruction. And save TPs to mid lane. Like all this noise is coming into the bot lane, but both your mid and top tower is taking an immense amount of pressure. Wawitas, they need to react because they're kind of just falling victim to.
I mean, they don't have a good way of putting tower damage out. Like, Morphling is really their tower hitter, and there it is. Pure takes the top tower. You talked about this. He'll have it before the 10-minute mark, and he can look to start rotating elsewhere. So, good stuff from him.
I'm interested to know if Pure will rush towards mid lane, right? Because, like, when you pick up the hammer on Tide, often it is just take tower and go, like instantly break the map. And we'll see if he does opt to do that. Right now, he is looking to go in a bit more of a farming pattern, but Invoker, he has the vessel in play. Only one remnant available, but it's in the river.
Cool. And they're gonna play for the 10-minute rune, but the turnaround potentially with the help of Knight, Tornado already spent. I mean, they're not actually having the damage to finish off Tusk. He's safe for the moment, but a remnant on forward. It actually misses. There's the tornado, catches the backside. The Sunstrike as well. Stylish play there from GPK to at least find a return. And here comes Pure, baby. Nice steering chains onto 2, but Nightfall, the rotation on in, gets vision on a Dark Mago and finds the kill. No buyback for him available. Pure with a Ravage does come through. They've got the vessel completed, and Lumiere, he can't fight. In comes Oscar, but what's left, man? It's just 2v4 here. They just leave. Oscar goes top. He's like, or Pure goes top. He's like, I'm done. I did my job.
It's like, how do they fight them, right? They don't. There's not really a lot of damage on this Dire side. I think Radiant, they respect that. They drag the heroes mid, instantly TP back out, try and farm that extra wave, right? Like if you get that extra wave at minute 11, that's suddenly where we start talking about the 500 gold, the 1000 gold leads that start trickling in. They are jumping GPK with the entirety other than Brewmaster, but
I mean, they're still just missing damage. The Decrep is buying him so much space, but GPK is falling low. The waveform forward, but a nice disarm thanks to the Deafening Blast. The Searing Chains are there, and GPK, they need to get the kill. They finally do with a Sleight of Fist from Dark Mago, but he walks right into the hands of Pure, and a kill goes back the other way.
He was a second away from wand coming off cooldown. If he got, I think it was like a 7 or 8 charge wand. So actually, it was 7 charges. He died to the slight, making it 8. But still, he would have potentially even lived there. But yeah, with the decrypt, with the snowball saves, even snowballing the Ember to hold him in place under the tower, not snowballing closer to the opponent. Yeah, the supports from BetBoom doing everything in their power to keep that Invoker alive. And yeah, Dire's struggling quite a lot to get that kill. It doesn't feel good. Even if you get that kill, there's no way as a team you're like, nice. You're like, oh god, that was just that's so uncomfortable. But still, a common theme in our casks of this team is often Lumiere having the farm, right? He is sitting, tied with the Weaver, practically a top net worth, has the Yasha, the Morbid Mask. He needs to have an incredible game, I feel.
Yeah. I mean, you just have this Tidehunter who's going to take your tower. Like, Living Armor is great at punishing teams that struggle with pushing towers, right? Because it just makes it almost impossible to actually take a tower. But when you have things like Meteor Hammer and Pugna, like, this Living Armor really does not do what you want it to do. It delays it for depressing. Like a moment, and that's it.
Yeah, it's depressing that a hero built on keeping towers alive can't keep a tower alive against one single item. Like a position 5 Crystal Maiden can buy Meteor Hammer and completely remove the concept of the Train Protector. He's even ravaging, killing off Tide in the mid lane, Tree in the mid lane by himself.
Yeah, I mean, in bottom lane they find Brewmaster too.
Against, wild.
And another tower. So they're going to lose all their tier 1 towers by 13 minutes. And there's a 4K advantage now for the side of BetBoom. Is they can just start playing like further onto the map. Like, there's so little that they have to worry about. Like you said, they're lacking damage on the side of Wawitas at the moment, and this Dream Protector is not able to slow down anything.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Smoking up on top lane, the Grim and the Ember, but again, when you've lost 3 towers already at the minute 13, your enemies are going to be coming to invade your Wisdom Runes.
Yes, they are. GPK looking for the heroes. Did you get a sentry down, actually? This is a good sentry, so they were looking for this Invoker.
All right, double Wisdom then for the side of Wawitas.
That is surprising.
Didn't expect
I would not have
that,
expected that. Pure seems like an immovable object at this point. He is level 11, 4 points in that Kraken shell, as he now has what I think was a Blink Dagger. It is. So his Blink Dagger is done. He is very farmed.
They're about, I'd say, 3 minutes away from having 4 stuff on Invoker, a Desolator on Weaver, and a Blink on Tidehunter. That is some incredibly active items entering the kind of the 20-minute mark of the game. Roshan is calling BetBoom to the pit. We'll see if they do opt to go there at some point. But yeah, they're smoked up. Save Toronto Tokyo and GPK. Again, with the vessel so early, with no Manta or Morphling, he can go down with the chain control available. Oscar shouldn't be able to split.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened last time in this rotation. The exact same spot they managed to find him. Tumbler Toy actually gives him a little bit of space, and he might be able to survive. Tornado, however, will catch onto the Grimstroke. He throws the Soulbind out here. Last moment, there's going to be the split. Can they bring down the Weaver? Would be nice. They just throw him into the air instead. This save just life-draining GPK all the way back up. Gets saved once again by the D-Crap. He's still stuck for the moment, but Oscar can't find the kill. Another Cyclone goes back. Huge Meteor Hammer out from Pure. Dark Mago starting to burn. So far, a 2-for-1, and Ember has to leave. They don't find the Invoker. Nightfall just sakooching away as well. Oh, man. A little bit of, like, kind of on the wrong page there is maybe they wanted to commit to the Invoker and then just get cycloned instead.
Just an incredible suck from Save, just really just going to town on GPK that entire fight. Just kept him alive. Ooh, finished it with a D-Crap.
Shout out to our observer for catching that one. Very pog. Anyway, bottom lane, we're going to see some more fighting break out as maybe GPK has gotten a little bit too aggressive. That Vessel actually has no more Vessel charges, and GPK is getting saved once again by the Pugna. And it's a turnaround completely as Oscar will be the one to fall instead. Oh, man, this Pugna, someone has to stop him. He can't keep getting away with this.
Who's stopping him, though? That's the real question. They're on to Weaver, and another...
It's got to be Dark Mago. I don't know who else it can be. It's got to be like an Inkswell Ember Spirit, right? Nice dive onto the backside of the fight. Knight will survive as he does manage to get the Soulbind out at least. And Lumiere getting bugs as he's morphed into the Weaver himself. But Pure is seemingly way too tanky. They just can't secure a single kill. They need to find something.
Of course, when the game goes later, then yeah, Morphling and Ember, they'll be able to do it quite easy. But I feel like if Dire want to take the fight, they need Bruce Split in play. They need to find the Pugna, who's clearly standing very much in the middle of the fight, cyclone him up, and then take the fight. You can't take cheap skirmishes right now, because when you're running into BetBoom, this Pugna is just dismantling the limited damage that Dire has. And of course, you do have the Dead in the Water, the shard from Tidehunter available as well. That will leash up heroes and be just devastating for them. But
really rough for Ember, right?
No, it's rough for any mobility hero, especially because it gives Tide a way to play the game without the Ravage. They might even be able to reveal it on this Ember in top lane. They're smoked up, they have the blink.
Or will they find him? Oh, they find him. There it is. Dead in the Water comes out, and as the name would suggest, he's dead. Well played from BetBoom there. Good smoke. I mean, that's the best hero you could find too, right? Like, you're looking for that Ember Spirit and you happen to grab him. That's great.
Yeah, it's the easiest kill, especially now that Morphling has Manta. You can at least get off the Vessel. Sure, he'll be dead in the water, but yeah, the damage really comes from just the Vessel plus some right clicks. And yeah, Ember, really nice kill to have. I feel like for Wawitas, it's like concede just a little bit of the map, right? And wait for one core to say, I'm ready.
I mean, they're just spamming Living Armor into this top tower to try and keep it alive, but it's not working, man. The Pugna is just too much. Nightfall with the Deso, of course, helps clean it up. there is a nice, you know, split there from Oscar as he does get the Pugna, which is the hero you've been talking about. The question is, can they get more? Because they have to get more out of this. Pure putting his body on the line here in the front line.
Into the
The
Bruce.
Cyclone, okay.
He has Ravage.
Oh no, they didn't get the pullback on the Void.
I mean, I don't think they want to pull him back. They're going to pull him back into what? A level 2 Phantom's Embrace? A Morphling that can, you know, tickle him, make him laugh in Kuala Lumpur? No, thank you. Let him be free.
Mid lane once again. The blink out into the Dead in the Water. They've got Dark Mago, the Meteor Hammer into the Cyclone. GPK claims another kill for himself. Lumiere, I mean, he's baiting, right? He has to be baiting. Gets the jump away, but Oscar, maybe he's the one who's getting baited. Has to run away here. He is brewed up, though, so quite fast. Dead in the Water does not get in range for it on Pure, so he will back away as Lumiere just runs bottom. They saw him under the ward, though.
Yeah, they're TPing on the Tidehunter. They're drawing the line. They want to find him. They want to keep applying this pressure. 8k gold at the 20-minute mark. Waveforms to the south.
Well, they did see him. Ravage comes out. He is agility morphing. Wait a minute. There's the Dead in the Water. We'll have to clean up that anchor immediately. Does have a Manta style here. He's just waiting for the Invoker spells. There's the Vessel. We'll pop the Manta. Waveforms to the south. Lumiere needs to be careful. Trying to TP on out. Do they have a way to cancel? They do not. Calm play from him, being able to survive that one. Panda, not going to be as lucky. Gets scouted out by Toronto Tokyo as well as Nightfall. So they get something for their trouble. And they are just playing super aggressive on the side of BetBoom, just taking full map controls. Now they will try and steal, you know, the enemy Tormentor. And this is just one of those things that feels so bad when you're behind, is losing your Tormentor.
Yeah, losing your Tormentor, getting your tier 2 pressured, like, it's just such an influx of gold, right? It's, what, 1,400 gold for your shard. You're now going to get another shard, right? So it's like 2,800 gold at the 20-minute mark. Thrown into your net worth. Of course, the RNG, if it goes to a hero that actually uses it or not, but for BetBoom, practically all of their heroes like the shard, right? You know,
Yeah.
Tusk shard, having that additional length to the shard, the move slow, very powerful. Pugna, if he was to get it, the life drain, putting it onto a ward, additional cast range, like, again. So BetBoom, they are going to be able to utilize these shards very nicely.
The icing on the cake there, too, is like typically when you take the enemy Tormentor, at 20 minutes, you're guaranteed to get the Wisdom Rune at 21. Like, it's very rare that you don't. So they double Wisdom Rune back the other way. So it's just more like insult to injury here for the side of Wawitas. They will smoke up, which I'm trying to look and see if they got any like big item timings. It doesn't look like it. They just want to put this Brew Split level 2 to good use. So see if they can manage to do that.
The fact that I'm looking at a Morphling going for like a second item Shadow Blade doesn't really inspire the most confidence.
That is
into me.
Interesting. I mean, I guess he just wants to kill the Tidehunter. I don't know.
Sure, Silver Edge will be very good. That's perfectly fine. It's just more on Morphlings. Often it's like in a good game, it's Manta into some type of like big ticket item, and then Silver Edge is like your third item that gives you the confidence of like, this is my game, right? Going straight for the Silver Edge is a little bit more of a statement of, wait a second, we have a Tide problem. I need to fix it now. And if they can execute on that, then this will be like the item to bring them back into the game. It's just, can they farm it quick enough that it's effective, especially when it looks like BetBoom are trying to take the first Roshan of the game on the Radiant side of the map at 22 minutes.
I mean, they take it pretty fast thanks to the bugs, but that's going to fall off, so Tidehunter is going to... Oh no, Toronto Tokyo is tanking it, so yeah. I'm going to make it much easier, up to like almost negative 20 armor. Good stuff.
You got Tag Team, you got Gush, you got Desolator, you got some Pugna to suck in Roshan. It's surprisingly, it looks a lot slower than it should be when you talk about all these mechanics, right? But it does go down eventually. Weaver now has the Aegis, and look at this build. He has the BKB. He doesn't go for some Daedalus like we saw earlier today. He wants to secure his own game. BKB's ready. They're jumping onto the Morphling though.
Yeah, Shadow Blade. Oh man, they don't know. Lumiere, he's in their head, man. He wants to turn around on a GPK, throw a little bit of damage back the other way, but Needs to be careful. Nightfall will jump on in. Morph is available. We'll get the time lapse at least. But Pure looking to get on top of Oscar here. He will take down that anchor. Pure is in a weird spot, but he feels invulnerable, right? Pops the pipe, obviously protected by Kraken shells, so he just walks away.
It's not even the fact that he's unkillable. It's the fact that even if they were to kill him, the resources used would enable the kind of mobility aspect of Weaver to run throughout the fight for free, or Tusk or Invoker to find that angle to then find a hero to kill, right? It is just one of those kind of perfect tie games in that regard, and it's because Wawitas also drafted a very face-up value, right? Like, none of their picks were like, ooh, where are we gonna go? It was like, this is our Morph lane, this is our Brew lane. So BetBoom was just like, sure, okay, thanks. Let's now just draft a really cool, in-your-face style of playing. Yeah, we're seeing the repercussions. The net worth, though, has somewhat stagnated, right? It's kind of trickling between 8 to 9k. They are trying to go into Knight here. He doesn't have the 4 stuff.
Yeah, there's really nowhere he can go at that point. That is a nice grab by Pure. Smart play from him, as they will finally be able to bring out another tier 2 tower. I mean, the 4 points living armor, it slowed it down a little bit, but definitely not enough. Yeah, Morphling bottom lane actually needs to be very careful. Does have, of course, Manta as well as the Shadow Blade available. The Dust does connect. There you go. Dispel into the Shadow Blade, but another Dust. Wait a minute, Lumiere. They're looking for him. Does go ahead and turn himself into the Tusk, gets another snowball into a waveform, has shards available if he wants to swap back the other way. Lumiere is playing some stylish Dota, but they've caught him. Dead in the water, as well as a nice shard and snowball combo there from Toronto Tokyo. The Sunstrike from GPK to finish him off. Very, very good find.
That was pretty clean, though, from Pure, right? Like, he throws out the media hammer, gets a little bit of vision. Okay, here we go. Now we know where he is. Go for the kill.
Yeah,
like, rather than throwing out some like blind ravage or something, no, he just uses his toolkit perfectly and finally kills off this Morphling. Again, Silver Edge is available, so surely if you're Wawitas, this is your best time, right? The wider itemization of the entire team, BKB on Ember, Silver Edge on Morphling, probably got a 4-star on Grim down the line. Like, you've got some big items to make a statement in this game. If you lose the fight, though, you're probably going to lose your base. So don't mess up. You got one shot. I'm sure there's a song about that, but this is their chance.
I don't know. It's an indie song. Like, he's not really well known.
Yeah, these up and comers.
Yeah. Well, Fortification comes out top lane. The counter fort is there. This Alacrity Weaver has just been chewing through these buildings, and that level 4 living armor does not do much of anything. They will try and just grab Nightfall, but there's going to be the time lapse and into the base. Pure tries to grab Panda, but it's just space, right? They just want the buildings, and Nightfall is getting them. Second fortification comes through. They don't have any reason to really back away. Trying to grab Weaver, get his first Aegis, but the save from Pugna once again. Beautifully done. Combined with the pipe, another Alacrity does come out from the Weaver, and these buildings are just getting crushed. There it is, a full lane of barracks with no loss at all.
It's just one of those games. Just, what can you do, boys? What can you do?
They're going to turn around on a Pure. They got him with the Phantom's Embrace. They're doing some decent work, but the Snowball actually pulls him into the base. Good play there from Lumiere. There's going to be the Soulbind onto 2, the Ravage Throne. And on the backside, it's going to be this Weaver. Just easy pick up there onto this Treant Protector, but Pugna here to save them seemingly forever. As they just don't have the damage, man. They can't secure a single kill. Nightfall is in the base, but still has Aegis. He will finally lose that, but BKB at the ready. And they are so afraid to even commit for that. Well, I say that, and in goes the Ember Spirit. Oscar caught by the Spirit Vessel and a really nice shard. Good Force Staff to buy him some space. Lumiere starting to fall a little bit low. Doesn't have a ton of mana to work with. So he's going to have to reset as well.
All right, finally saves out of mana. He's got to take a breather.
No, he's going to go suck some creeps in the jungle really quick. Get back to full HP, and then
you're gonna have to do a little bit of a journey. Gonna see the replay here. Yeah, the waveform brings the Tusk to high ground. The Ravage wasn't the best, right? It kills off the tree. It clips the Morphling on the right side, but Again, they're deep underneath tier 3s, Tau, Aura in play. They don't want to dive too far, and yeah, it's just BetBoom's game, right? Like, there's not really much to say. I think maybe one smoke might bring this game back, and we get to start hyping up the comeback potential. But it does feel like a 95-5 that BetBoom should be winning this one.
It's 92-8 at the moment. It was 94-6
I'm taking
earlier. So
I'm taking it. I didn't even look. That was just a random guess, but
you are the algorithm, clearly.
Yes, I've got that USB Type-C plugged right into my head.
I love it. I'm like wondering. We talked about potential late game. Okay, well,
potential late game. We're barely entering like the mid game here. The mid game is the late game. It feels for this one.
Yeah. That's not wrong.
I feel like this is just like clearly. Okay, I guess the breakdown here is when you're a team that is struggling a little bit, the drafts are going to be the keyest thing. And right now in this game, as you see BetBoom sweep route, if you draft with such a face-up value of this is what we're doing, this is how we're laning, this is how we need to win the game, like these teams that compete at TI that consistently make deep runs in tournaments, they aren't just going to be like, oh guys, no, we lost to the Morphling. It's like that's not how it goes, right? And the repercussions are just overwhelming outplays that are occurring. 16,000 gold lead now. And Nightfall's got the Daedalus, soon to even have Skadi. Like, how do you stop them from just walking up to your base?
Well, they're going to take your Tormentor again. That's what they're going to do first. So they're like, oh, we got a couple more shards to get. Still, wait, who actually needs it? It's going to go to GPK. So we're going to get the Invoker's EMP, like, kind of black hole effect, which is an incredibly strong shard. It's what, honestly, in my opinion, makes Invoker like a viable 4 at times. And there it is. Your 5th shard now secured.
Now, are they going to meme and run all the way back for their one, which will spawn soon? Or will they just go for Roshan?
I think they would just go for Rosh, right? Oh.
Go. That's such a cool, potentially a cool play. So Morphling had sent the illusion to high ground. Invoker Sunstriked it, so instantly knowing that's an illusion. So Pure potentially could have been like, wait a second. But only if there was a TP, that would have been super hype. If they'd Sunstrike the illusion, instantly got the real one because they saw the makings of some insane plays are occurring there. It didn't happen, but could have been cool.
Yeah, I see what you're saying, though.
I don't know. I'm trying to find something here, mate. This game's a little bit of a one-sided dealio.
Yeah, the 16k net worth advantage. Would agree with you on that one. Yeah. I mean, Lumiere's got to do so much work in this game. Like, your Ember Spirit does have his Kaya going for his Kaya Sanch. Well, okay, I was just talking about how Lumiere has a lot of work to do, but surprise, GPK just buys a Scythe of Ice, and now Morphling is going to struggle at all points of the game going forward.
No, he's going to have a lot of work to do. He's got 51 seconds to do that homework, to research how he wants to win the game. And then once he respawns, there's no more time to study, just to execute on that win. But yeah, Weaver picks up the Aegis. He's one component away from Skadi, also Cheese in play. And I think that's the thing with Ember. Like, as you look at him right now, got Maelstrom, Kai, and a BKB. There's not like a next item that is like inspirational for his team, right? It's not as if him picking up Sanj Kai is like, let's go, boys, we're doing it. It's just another item for himself. Maybe BetBoom overextend him. Maybe they overplay their hand and provide an opportunity. Morphling is back up in 12 seconds time. Well,
this dead in the water is enough to hold down Dark Mago as Nightfall just zooms on in. And surprise, Pure also has a Scythe of Ice now. So 2 Blink, basically an Invis into Hex and a Blink into Hex is going to probably be the nail in the coffin here for the side of Wawitas. Is I don't know how they deal with it. Lumiere gets the break. There's the Hex. The instant catch there onto the Weaver. The Ravage does catch onto 4, but it just doesn't seem like there's much left in the tank. He's trying to get away, but the Dead in Water holding him down. There it is. Nightfall double kill. Make it a triple. This Weaver is doing so much work. Oscar will grab the Aegis here on the Brewmaster, but He is trying his darndest to make it back to base, and he will not be able to. And there it is. The GG comes out, and game 1 going the way of BetBoom.
Yeah.